Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Jake Guentzel officially traded to the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm going to break it down, but I just want to say right off the bat, I'll be live all day for trade deadline. So as I'm recording this tomorrow from morning to afternoon, I will be live on this YouTube channel. So I hope you join the live stream. I'll be breaking down all the trades, but Jake Guentzel here on the eve of trade deadline day to Carolina, Guentzel and Ty Smith. This is from Elliot Friedman. And to Pittsburgh, Michael Bunting, Ville Koivunen, Vasily Ponomarev, and Cruz Lucius. So, with Ponomarev, I already want to say, like, he already got his first NHL goal. He's got a couple NHL points. He's lighting it up with Chicago. I shouldn't say lighting it up, but he's doing well for a 21-year-old. And I do want to talk about Koivunen and Lucius. But a lot of people are saying Pittsburgh got fleeced, and this is a horrendous deal for Pittsburgh. The only thing that really bugs me about this deal is that it's conditional first. I feel like, are you serious? Like, it couldn't have just been a first? But with these three prospects and a potential first, if Carolina was to make the Stanley Cup final here, that's a good return. Like, I think if you actually do your research, and I mean, I know Koivunen and Cruz Lucius well. Ponomarev, I haven't really watched him too much in the AHL, but these are three good pieces, three pieces that can be NHL caliber. And I think specifically with Koivunen, and I'll bring it up in a second, he's leading his team over in Finland, and I think as a 20-year-old, that's pretty significant. And Cruz Lucius is also a top 10 prospect for the Hurricanes in their system, and now goes to Pittsburgh. So, I mean, Jake Guentzel, it speaks for itself. I'm not going to talk too much about Guentzel because Guentzel's the obvious one here. You're talking about big-time goals in the playoffs. For a lot of their runs, he was a point-per-game guy. And, I mean, he probably fits really nicely on that second line with Marty Necas and Picker Poison for the center. But, I mean, if they go stack for the top line, it's going to be some variation of Svechnikov, Aho, Teravainen, Guentzel. So three of those four guys. If they want to go with familiarity, it's going to be probably Svech, Aho, and Teravainen to start. And then you could go a second line of Guentzel, Drury, and Necas maybe. Or Guentzel, Jordan Staal, and Necas. And Jordan Staal and Guentzel can bond over the Sidney Crosby effect they both had in their career. So I love this for Carolina, obviously, because they have such a deep prospect pool that giving up these players, and at the end of the day, if they lose their first round pick because they make the Stanley Cup final, I think they're very well okay with that. So the retention's there, and I know a lot of people are ripping Pittsburgh for this and ripping Dubas, but Ponomarev, after becoming a likable player, I like this summary. So this is, I'll give the flowers where it's deserved. So this is Scott Wheeler, and he actually has some good summaries here, even though there's something Scott Wheeler I don't really agree with. But here's the thing. People look at some of the prospects here, and specifically their top three. I was looking at Pittsburgh to get Scott Morrow. I thought that was the appropriate return here in terms of Scott Morrow being the defenseman, and then you get a forward like Koivunen. That's actually what I said in my initial video when we found out that Guentzel was getting sent to Carolina. I thought it would be a combination of Morrow and Koivunen. So Morrow being the third best prospect according to Scott Wheeler, and Koivunen, if you scroll down here, the seventh best prospect. So Ponomarev, I've watched him play a lot over the years, and he's a hard player to dislike. He's always on the puck. He's got great hands. He can penalty kill. He passes the puck well and opens up himself available offensively. And just, yeah, he has some intriguing qualities. Scott's a fan, versatile, plays some same way regardless of how much he's playing or who he's playing with. And he says, I'm not sure if he'll be a full-time NHLer as opposed to a tweener, but it's a little hard to decipher. So I think he could be a middle six guy. Koivunen, highly entertaining and gifted winger. He's putting up almost a point per game in SM Liga. So I think playing in Finland, sure, it's hard to judge and hard to really translate, but he's 20 years old. Like, we're talking about 20 and 21-year-olds here. I think Koivunen's going to be a top six player in the NHL if he progresses the way I expect him to. And then Cruz Lucius, after battling a wrist injury in his draft year, Lucius came on strong late with 12 points in the final 10 games of the program on a dominant third line with captain Rutger McGroarty, who's a Jets prospect. So, as you can see down here, he will be defined by his ability to continue to wait for plays to develop and stay. So, yeah, complimentary playmaking winger. Sorry, I'm just trying to kind of glance through the summaries here. But from my understanding, Cruz Lucius can still be something. But I think that's where people are struggling with this, is you didn't get like a standout prospect. You didn't get one of the top 3 prospects in the Hurricane system. So I don't think it's an absolute fleece job. I think you should have got something more significant, like either get the first round pick and one significant prospect, or like 2 of their top 5 prospects. I think that's what's going to bug people here. But at the same time, I'm going to wait to see if Carolina re-signs Guentzel or not, because if they don't, Pittsburgh can just bring Guentzel back. Again, maybe that's irrelevant after you're watching this video, but I'm just saying that in the sense of the scenario they were at and the other teams they were dealing with, Vancouver was never going to give this. Vegas was never going to give anything close to this. Like, not anywhere close. Like, I was proposing a trade from Vegas of a first, a second, a third, and then Brennan Brisson and another prospect or 2. Brennan Brisson, I think he has probably the same value as a couple of these prospects that Pittsburgh got here. So my point is it a fleece job? In my opinion, no. Is it probably an L in the moment here for Pittsburgh? Of course. I mean, they've got Sidney Crosby. They've got their core still. They've been trying to make it work. These prospects are only going to come into fruition in the next few years. So this is not an immediate fix. This is not guys you're going to see. But they did get Michael Bunting, and I wonder if Bunting's going to be a good fit. We know Bunting can score 20-plus goals. He can put 50, 60-plus points in the right scenario. So maybe if Bunting is playing with Sid and Rust or whoever else he's playing with, I mean, that could be a scenario where it works out. So the Penguins are not looking great for playoffs, of course. This is a move to going towards a rebuild. And just to show Koivunen as an example, 55 points in 57 games. So, yeah, only 20 years old. So give me your thoughts, guys. I do think that a lot of people are going to talk about this on Twitter being a Pittsburgh L, but I just wanted to record this quick video. I'll be live tomorrow to talk about it. If you guys want to ask any questions, please hit that subscribe button, like, notification bell, all that good stuff. It does help the channel a lot. And I was just going to see if there's any other updates. But it looks like, yeah, they got the first. That's conditional, so it probably becomes a second unless Carolina makes the cup final, and they got the 5th. This is a quote from Kyle Dubas. The decision to trade Guentzel with his contract set to expire this offseason was one of the most difficult decisions that I've had to make in my time in management. In my first season with the Penguins, it has become quite clear why Jake means so much to his teammates, all Penguin staff in the city of Pittsburgh. Jake's competitiveness, tenacity, and spirit, combined with his talent, have produced some of the greatest moments of the era in Penguins hockey. A born and bred Pittsburgh Penguin, Jake has become a pillar in the community and a fan favorite for all the right reasons. We cannot thank Jake and his family enough for the contributions to the Penguins since he was drafted in 2013, and wish him the very best. Yeah, I mean, all of that plus the fact that he's just a big-time scorer. So, again, guys, we'll see what happens. Carolina officially announcing right now, as I'm recording. You guys see it. Jake Guentzel to the Hurricanes. Boom. And, yeah, we'll see what else comes out of it. So, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you all in the live stream. Have a great night. Peace.